Thank you for tuning into The Disclosures with Peter the Insider and Jessica Ariel Morocco. Peter is the director of the 12th Division of the ACIO, Advanced or Alien Contact Intelligence Organization. Jessica is a galactic liaison and the interdimensional seer. Together they will discuss the most current updates from the ACIO, Council of Five, and other extraterrestrial sources regarding many influences on our planet today. Our new format allows you to ask questions and hear the answers from the previous show. Post your question in the comment section below the YouTube video. Disclosures, Insider, intel that keeps you updated with planetary changes.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today in Disclosures. And I appreciate everyone listening in, and I just want to say that here's another day and another opportunity for us to learn some new things and to refresh our memory of some things that we already knew, and trying to keep on top of some of the different topics that are coming up. I mean, so much is happening so quickly that it can make your head spin. And so we want people just, remember, take a deep breath, try to keep calm and relaxed. And we're going to go into a discussion with Peter. But before I do that, I just also remind people to be respectful of our conversation, or be mindful that, if there's an issue or something that you don't like, or a topic that kind of triggers you, we understand that. But just, try to be a little respectful regarding, some of the comments. So with that, I'm just going to go forward and introduce Peter. Hello, Peter. How are you today?
Hello. I'm good. I'm fine and ready, good to go. As I like to say, shows should start to roll.
All right. And so we're going to we were having a discussion before, and someone, I think it was last week, you and I were talking, and then we got into the conversation. I think it's easy to say, hey, everyone didn't hear what we said before, but we sort of got midway into it, and I apologize about that. That was my fault. But it's easy to do that when you're talking, and then you start the show, and you're like, oh, we already covered that. So we're gonna, keep mindful of those type of things, and that's, hey, things like that happen. I think our minds are all over the place right now because of, like I said, we're being bombarded by information. So with that, Peter, rather than getting into the latest topics, maybe you can give us an update of some of the information from the ACIO for right now, and then we can cover some of the topics that we said later, and then we can come up with some questions too that were left from the last show.
Okay, but technically I don't know which kind of news from ACIO you want to talk about, because there are that many news that, to be perfectly honest, I don't know where should I start. No, for real, I have no idea. There are so many topics we can cover. Okay, at least just give me an idea where should we get first.
I know that there's a lot of things happening. Well, I just talked to one of my friends from Eastern Europe, and they, of course, they don't represent everyone, but it seems like a lot of things are heated up over there right now, or it's happening. I just want to guess, is what's happening over there happening there first before it happens in the rest of Europe and the US?
Yes, you are absolutely right, because technically in most Eastern European countries, respectively Balkan countries, Balkan region countries. So, as I like to say, long story short, former Eastern Europe, respectively behind the Iron Curtain countries, I don't want to say it is absolutely the same in all of them, but at least in my homeland, in Czech and Slovak Republic, it isn't officially announced, respectively it wasn't officially announced, but it looks the situation, it looks very similar to martial law. People, they've got the restriction of moving, you know. Cars are getting into very deep controls. Police and army patrols are all over the place, you know. You should stand in the row for, I don't know, long-term goods to eat. You can eat them or whatever, you know. It is heavily controlled how many amounts of them, or hygiene control goods or whatever. Once you can buy only, how can I say it, specific amount and not more, you know, per se. That means per one person, you know. And to be honest, it works. The people, they in this region, I don't want to say they like it, definitely not. They were very upset in the first place, at the beginning, right? But then when the thing hits the fan, and it started in Italy, and it's technically spread it very fast all over the Europe. It was only within few weeks, especially from Italy, especially to Spain and France, and technically spread it to all to the rest of the Europe. And it was like, what? And then people, they got it. They're like, aha, so that's the stuff. That's why this so many strict prevent stuff. It was good that we take it, and we follow the rules, of course, you know. Yes. Everywhere are the people, they don't want to take discipline. It's normal, but most people, 99%, they take the discipline. And that's the reason why, for example, Slovak Republic, my homeland, technically there are only very few people infected, and it's like only very slightly than 1,000 people infected, and only 10 or 12 persons die or whatever. That's very good, you know.
Yeah. I think the way that people feel is that it's potentially a scenario where there's another regime that's coming in, and they're just waiting there like lambs, you know, ready for the slaughter. And so it's not just the virus that they're staying home for, but actually they're becoming very submissive. So that's why they're, like, you know, a little bit unsure. Should we be protesting, or should we be just like, you know, that could be very dangerous, right? Because like you said, it's almost like they're kind of pushing people to the point of rebelling, which would enforce a heavier discipline.
But I will tell you something. But this is exactly the stuff that people in Western Europe, in Southern and Northern Europe, they take it. They were benevolent. Like, no, everything is fine. It will be not a big deal. And that it happened. You know, the thing hit the fan, you know, and it was like, I don't know how many, it was like almost few thousands of new infected people, and few hundreds new dead people per day. And try to look what happened in US. I don't want to say, yes, you deserved it. No one deserves such a stuff. But you know, it's like way too liberal, you know. in this situation we should one, two, three, sorry, we technically should follow the rules.
I think the fear is the Red Dawn, that movie Red Dawn, the
Yep.
scenario of that,
Yeah.
you know, everybody's locked in their home, and suddenly, you know, there's military driving down the road, like someone without a fight, they just sort of came in. And I'm not trying to create paranoia, but I mean, and I'm not the only one talking about this, you know, so
Yes, it is. It is very similar to total, also called total war. That means that total war. It's the latest term, latest name for Third World War. It is like total war without army. I mean, without active involving of army, you know.
yeah, no resistance. There was absolutely no resistance.
Yes, exactly, exactly, yes.
And that can happen. I mean, that we've seen that play out in different situations. So it's almost like this is like a decoy, you know. But I you know, I don't know what to tell people because I don't want anyone to be vulnerable. But in the same time, I think also I don't want people to stir up like a police state scenario either, where people
Yeah,
just
but I will tell you something, that the stuff is that no, they wanna they, that means the hierarchy enslaving you, so it absolutely doesn't matter what we are or what we will be talking about. It is like if it will be those, I don't know, like 8 or 9 huge corporations we've talked so many times, or they like those groups of they want to to how can I say, to partialize the power, the control groups. I am talking like Zionists, the Zionists, Freemasonry, Illuminati, you know, P2, Rome Club, whatever, Bilderberg. But it is like, you know, so let us call them like in common, they. It is like they did so many bad stuff. I don't know how long. No, not like 10, 12, or 15 years long. I mean, last 10, 12, or 15 years. Many. It is like way much longer. And they just because of COVID-19, they just got very good reason to make it legal. All those bad stuff they did to people. For example, tracking. I don't know how it is situation in other countries, but for example, in my homeland, because we want to know how it will be with mobility of people, of course, because once you've got you own the cell phone, it is the cell phone. That means you want to take it with you, right?
Mhm.
So it not only tracking the positioning, but uh, anything, like I don't know, not only the stuff what you are talking about, the numbers or whatever, texting, I mean SMS, you know, or I don't know, Viber, WhatsApp, all kind of those things. But even they allow the stuff, I don't know, like passively hacking the microphones. That means even, for example, the smartphones, it can be like what, like from 5 to 7 days, and the old ones, those normal phones, older phones, it can be from 10 days to 2 weeks. Even the battery is completely, as I like to say, drought, you know, like nothing. But it can it can be heard, you know, like you can hear via microphone what the people inside the room are talking. And technically there is no need in Slovakia, there is no need to get specific how can I say it, specific allowance from those organs, I don't know, from how can I say it, from judge, you know. No, but this is the stuff. They did something like that, I don't know how many years. They just make it legal, and not only wait and wait and wait, because we need to get this with a very solid, valid reason to judge, and he need to uh, do, I don't know how, such complicated and many papers or whatever. No, this is it. Okay, they just make it much more easier. But
Well,
they did it for many years. No?
But they hid it from us because China was much more open about their invasion of privacy, and also,
but hey, it wasn't China. You need to consider one thing, that in China it wasn't even so bad that in rest of the world, and especially in Western Europe, US, in Canada. No, you will maybe, no, hey Peter, this is not right. Yes, it is right. It is right. It is right.
Oh, no, I believe that they just hid it a lot more.
What? Sorry, what?
They hid it from us.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Chinese were very open about it, you know, that they let everyone know that they were being observed.
Yes.
And also they have their credit system, right? That their social credit.
Yes. But
Yeah.
this is like that. People in Western world, they don't believe they are that observed. I mean, observed in that sort of crazy level. But this is it. This is it. Because in China it was officially, how can I say it? Officially. How can we name it correctly? Officially approved that, okay, we are doing this, that, and that to those specific group of people, and they got this those kind of reasons. I don't want to say all of those reasons were good or bad or whatever, but I'm just trying to say they have nothing to hide. And in Western world, you know, they looked like, hey, we've got democracy, you can do this and that and that, you've got all kind of rights. No, you got absolute zero, nothing. It was so, sorry, but I can't stop laughing about that.
But you don't realize it until you actually try to do something, and then you find out. Yeah.
You were absolutely right.
Like I told you, I got pulled over one time, and the police officer knew a lot more than he could see.
Yeah,
so I was just like, all right, yeah, I think I'm talking to something else here. That's not the normal interaction that you would have. And I didn't really commit a crime. I just happened to be, I think my phone lit up while I was driving, and they thought I was texting or something.
Yeah.
It's crazy. They put all these satellites up in the air. So,
but not only satellites. They can do practically whatever they want. It is practically, as I like to say, they can hotwire. Try to look at it like because of course we are in our cars, we've got electronics everywhere, but try to look at it like, I don't know, like not 40, 50 or even 60 or more years old car, and they can hotwire or whatever, you know, in remove way, you know. it was impossible, of course, but but they can do practically anything they can, because for example, you will maybe like, what, this is nonsense. They know everything about you. They know which kind of type of lights you have in your house. They even don't need to have physical access, not physical, how can I say it, like there is no need to see something, but just by the way, the optical satellites can see pretty much everything. For example, Russia and US, it was like 40 years ago or something like that, from eclipticas. So I don't know how many hundreds of kilometers, about, no, I think not hundreds, thousands, maybe it will be better. And once you are sitting on a bench in the park, you are reading the newspapers, and they know which kind of newspapers are reading 40 crazy years ago. No, I'm not kidding you, Jay.
So then this whole thing of, QAnon's talking about, well, we need to shut everything down. People need to be, locked in their place, and then we can get the criminals that have been doing things, around, violations against humanity or whatever. They didn't need to do that if they have this extreme satellite. So they didn't need to have. They could have gotten at all of these people.
I'm just saying, I will just say that even if they don't know, even if they don't know because they don't have any sense on, because they can't see, for example, they know, okay, those are those kind of type of lights, how many actual, it's how many type of how many walls and watts of electricity you are getting in total, and they can calculate everything, absolutely everything. So once we are talking about being not in the center of attention or whatever, believe me that if you are if you get in the middle of someone's attention, they can get everything about you. No, and once people believe, Western world, no, it is Russia, former Soviet Union, is it China or whatever? No, it was like that, of course. It was like that, but in the Western world it is much worse, and of course it is much worse in the first place, and in the second war, and in the second, on one hand respectively, and on the second place, it is even much, I don't know, 10 or maybe 100 more thousand worse, because the people, they fake believe, they false believe how free they are. This is crazy. Sorry,
They believed how free they are, but right now they're not believing it, because a lot of people are absolutely shocked how everything's being handled, and so this is waking a lot of people up. If they didn't want to wake people up, this is doing it, because the people that didn't necessarily believe this are believing it now. They're starting to look around and investigate and say, hey, wait a minute, maybe we should have been paying attention to that, crazy person that was talking about, all of these conspiracies. And now I had people contact me and they say, yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't realize, I said, what do you think I've been doing? You're trying to figure this out.
Yeah, I know.
So, and I know even for you, Peter, it's hard because you're telling us stuff and we're looking around saying, all right, well, everything looks good right now, so it's hard to accept some of the information that you're giving us. And I know that's hard for you because, you have people that don't believe, and a lot of us that have been, researching this stuff for a while, we know how it feels, to not be listened to, and it's very frustrating. Um, but I think that, you know, that's a part of the deal is to be patient and try to be understanding, you know, that people are coming a long way because of this complete mind control thing. But I'm wondering, like you said, we were talking earlier about the fact that I was talking about, you know, having our ID and control and in the vaccines, but mostly the being chipped, you know, having, you know, in chips inserted into us. And you said, why even bother? Because, right, the femto tech.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
already.
Give me a second. Give me a second. Chips are very sorry. I don't want to say modern, but it was pretty common technology, right? Uh, I mean, common. I mean, like frequently used technology, but very long time ago in the Cold War times. Yeah. So it was pretty. They used to use common places of the body, so they needed to start to be creative and to use another parts of the body, you know, because chips can be implanted. I don't want to say easy, no, because technically once chip was implanted, it was useful because useless, my bad, it was useless because useful was okay, fine for the ones they implanted it, but useless for them they implanted, so just pull it away, because chip will delete respective all the info, respectively destroy itself, not physically, but it was some sort of burn or whatever, something like that. And but we are talking about times 40 and years in the past and more in the past, you know, so more years in the past, because approximately in the first half respectively of 80s, respectively in the edge of 70s and 80s, there start to get mini, that means small tech pieces of tech to the scene. We are talking about nano, that means x, that means x minus 9, then pico x minus 12, and femtotech, that means x minus 15. They are using it for last 10, let us say 12, maybe 15 years. But the stuff is, I mean, they start to do so like last 20 years, but last 15 or 12 years or whatever, it's practically worldwide. And the problem is x minus 15, it's femto. Problem is, it is so small, so well advanced. AI, we need to talk about it, is not just some random stuff, it is AI. And it is so small in the first place, so highly advanced, intelligent in the second place, that you can't get rid of it even with the blood transfusion. No, it is how can I say it, infiltrated inside your muscles, your cells. No, it is infiltrated even within your bones. You can't get rid of it. Simply, no, you can't. And now it is in how can I say it, in cooperation with COVID, with coronavirus. There are multiple, there are billions, trillions of I don't know, of possibilities how they can use it. They for them use it, for them for from our points of view misuse it.
What do they want with us?
Good question. Even they are not 100% sure, but I think some sort of slaves, but I don't know which kind of slaves, to be perfectly honest.
Peter, is there no way that we can neutralize this femtotech? There's nothing.
Oh, yes. But it's life stake, you know. Extremely highly, high voltage electric shock. But that's very big in stake, life stake. And
Yeah.
it is even with that, there is no 100% certainty that you will neutralize them. Because they are so well advanced, those particles, that you can't detect them, not with MRI, with CT. No, you can't detect them. No, you
Are
can't.
they manipulating people's thoughts and
Yes.
do they have certain programs in different people, or is it all the same?
You mean different agendas and all kind of. You know, it's pretty obvious that they will do so. I mean, different agendas, because it is like this one of the oldest, you know, the divide and conquer, you know.
To try to get people to argue and
Yeah, but hey, is it really that necessary? No. Try to look around around. It's like people, they can argue about such a nonsense that it's like, what? How can those people be angry at themselves for such a nonsense reason, you know? It's like that.
Do you think that would you say that everyone in the population is affected by this already?
I don't want to say everyone, but most. I don't know, 95, 98% of them, approximately.
That's a lot of people. That's everyone almost. All right, so what about these people that are living remotely? Are they more protected than the people that live in more?
What do you mean living remotely? I don't know what that.
People that say live on a mountain, or live in the country somewhere, or the woods, and they're not around a lot of other people. Are they?
The stuff is that those people, it is only small amounts of people. It's not that big, not that big number. I'm talking about, like, okay, let's talk. It will be 5% of all the percentage of world's population. It's like 7.7, 7.8 billions people all around the world.
But the elite are
No,
not
no, no, no.
affected.
Sorry, not people, but technically in general, you know, like mankind, you know, ETs, hybrids, crossbreeds, you know. So let us say that it's approximately 4 or 5% that they are not, but that's the stuff. They can be affected very easy. Infected, not affected, you know. Sorry.
But the people that live remotely, they sometimes think that they're safer by being more
Nah,
remote.
this is not true. They believed so, but it is absolutely so a false belief. As people in Western world, they believe that they are living in a free how can I say it, in free and democratic systems. No, 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 no. They can believe so, but it is not like that. Even all the I don't want to say all, but most of environment, the nature is infected with different stuff. You know, how can I say that? Different stuff. This type of stuff. I don't want to say exactly femtotech, but something. What is, as I like to say, femtotech agent, and it is waiting to certain stuff of Picotech, maybe Femtotech, and it's still waiting for being triggered via chemtrails. Why the heck is possible that in the last 10 or 12 years the activity of chemtrailing got I don't know how many times bigger? I mean, more frequent. Do you think it is really that it is coincidence? No, it was pre-planned for I don't know how many years. Everything fits the plan. Everything fits the plan.
That's all those heavy metals that people like they taste it in their mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It is, for example, like many people. No, it is nonsense. You can't feel radiation. Try to ask people in Chernobyl. Once the level of radiation is really high, you can't feel your teeth once you clap with them in the first place, and in the second place it is some sort after how can I say it, some sort of very weird and the very mixture of smell, of stink almost, and it is extremely high. I mean, intense between lead and ozone. You can feel it. You can feel it. Radiation. You can feel it.
And you said lead? You mean lead?
Yeah,
lead and ozone?
Yeah. Ozone.
Yeah, ozone. So that means it does something, because the ozone's on a higher level, isn't it? That makes it drop?
Yeah, but I'm just trying to say not only ozone. People believe that it is ozone. It is not only ozone. Everything is affected in that way. Do you really believe that it was in such a I don't want to say normal way, but it was, I don't know, it was gaining, and in last 15 to I don't want to say 12 or 10 or 12, but let us say 15, maybe 20 years, and it's almost simply like shot, like how can I say, like you shot to the air for almost, like, how can I say it, right to the air. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And those kind of measurements get that higher in such a small amount of time. Do you really consider that it is coincidence? Of course it is not coincidence.
Well, you brought up Chernobyl, and I'm not going to change the subject too much, but Chernobyl right now has a fire that's very close to it, if not already there.
Yeah, that's true.
What is that all about? Who did that, or why did that happen? I guess Europeans are already feeling the effects of it.
Because they wanna get rid people out of the zone, because it is nonsense that the people they cure that all the stuff I mean the curators, because there should be people cure that no-go zone, of course, that there, no, and I'm not kidding you, there are some sort of guides. They guided people through all no-go zone, of course, in special suits or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
And they are doing very special research project, of course. I am not allowed to talk about that, but because inspection is, our inspection is ongoing, and I don't want sabotage mission, of course. Who will tell me?
Well, you had told me at one time that some of these people, originally Chernobyl was, you know, happening because of they wanted to see if certain people would survive if they had the genetics to be able to handle this.
Genetic, that means there was ARH factor X. That means like nothing. Because once once you want to have, I don't know, plus or minus or whatever, and once you hit X, that means no, pass. I don't know, pass. And many people, many Slavic people, we in our Slavic nation, that means Slavians, you know, no RH factor, and they noticed that people, they lack RH factors. They were absolutely no affected by radiation at all, but not only radiation itself. For example, they can grow food. I'm talking like fruits and vegetables. Of course, it is highly radiated. No, they can eat it. No, no single sign of problem, health issues. No, I'm not kidding you. For example, they can have meat from cows or whatever, bulls or I don't know, pigs, or they can drink milk or whatever. Of course, highly radiated. No single sign of problems. It's very interesting.
So what about all of the people that from these fires in Europe? I mean, it's just an additional problem. It's sort of like, now that's something that came in. There's also like these tornadoes that hit southern United States that left people homeless. So you got compiling problems around the world.
I know, that's right. Yep.
And it's almost like the universe is just like whatever's trying to happen here, it's pushing humanity to an extreme. Also, nature itself, the animals and anything that's living, and all the plants and so forth. So the whole thing's very, very, very difficult right now. A lot of things are being neglected that probably shouldn't be neglected. There was a bridge that collapsed in Italy, and there'll probably be more things like that if this prolongs. So what is the best thing that we can tell people today, and how to you saying try to listen to what they're saying, because if we don't, then worse things will happen. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, but technically that's a good question. What should we advise? What should we give them as advice? Because now, I don't know which kind of, how can I say it, which kind of profit or whatever we can give them, because it's really bad in those days. I don't know, it's like, I don't want to say it's hopeless, but it's bad, really bad.
Do you have access to future scenarios of what could happen?
Future scenarios, it's fine, but once again, it is not certainty. It's very big difference between scenarios and certainty. It is not apodictic. Apodictic, that means, okay, this is only one single way how it will be, but it is not like that. And I don't want to say, I don't know, 3, 5, maybe 10 future scenarios, and it even can be would be nothing like that, but some sort of weird mixture of few of them. Okay, This is not, do you know what I'm trying to say? It is not that easy, no, it is not that easy.
There was there was supposedly a project that was done years ago, and I've talked about this before, and maybe not with you. It's called Project Looking Glass, where the military looked into the future and they saw that, you know, all the timelines would converge and pretty much it was going to lead to an apocalypse or some kind of disaster. And they tried to change it, but they couldn't change it. Are we beyond that, or is there something that you could share? It was a guy that worked at Area 51, I guess, that shared this information.
You mean Bob Lazar?
No, well, he goes by the name of Bill Wood. He goes by another name, but I don't want to say it out loud. I don't know if people won't care or not care, but
So the stuff is that, you know, looking glass technology, that's kind of problem, you know, like it is only about certain scenario, certain case scenario, and it is not that easy, because there are only there is never ever only one scenario. There can be multiple scenarios, and say, yeah, this is like that. No, nonsense. This is not only one case. Nope.
okay. Some people, maybe they were taught to believe that. I don't know if they were intentionally trying to lie. I think that maybe at that time, that's what, you know, they were kind of like those that were interested in finding out the future. Was given their answer. And but yeah, I mean, that's what I thought. I thought that there are multiple opportunities and not just like one or, you know, two that, you know, I think the other scenario is that people, you know, ascend and go somewhere else. So that was what he proposed. But yeah, I mean, so does the ACIO use this technology, or does it use something else? The looking glass technology.
Nope, we are using complete another stuff. Nope.
Is it more advanced?
Yes, because looking glass technology is not. Once again, it is only one source. So this is the one basic problem in the first place, and in the second place, we are not using technology at all. But I am not allowed to talk about stuff how what we are doing and how we are doing towards, as I like to say, look into the, I don't want to say future, no, it is not, but to the possible scenarios. No, I simply don't want to talk about that. But technically I want, but I can't. It is simply not allowed.
I think, you know, and it's okay if you can't talk about that technology, or if you reference more than one.
Once again, it is not technology at all.
Oh, okay.
It is much more complicated, but as I like to say, long story short, it is not technology.
Yeah, and no one can just like steal it from you or anything like that. It's just like a.
It is not such a piece of tech. I don't know, like small thing. It is not like watches. It is not like laptop. It is not even something like car. It doesn't matter if it is like passenger car or I don't know, like truck or whatever. No, it's much bigger. If you want to make at least some sort of profile about how big it is or how complex it is or whatever, no, it is much bigger and much more complex.
I remember seeing a video of John Titor and his, you know, kind of disappearing or doing something like he was time traveling. He didn't, I don't know if he had a device or not, but it seemed like there was just like smoke, you know. But I don't know, maybe that was just, you know, for the people to see it, that he videotaped it. So is it something more like that?
No, it's I don't. No, once again, why you are trying to get answer from me about stuff I don't I can't talk about. No.
No, I'm not trying. I guess I'm just curious. All right, we'll change the subject, and I don't want to get you in a situation, Peter.
Okay.
All right. So I think ultimately what's more important is, you know, either opportunities, other timelines that you've seen that we figure this out, that we kind of get away from them.
Can you repeat that? Sorry.
Are there timelines that you know about in ACIO of the future that we get freed from them?
Oh, once again, yes, but it is. I don't want to say timelines or context of existence or whatever. No, we need to simply talk about another context of existence. Yeah.
Are you going to be one of the people that helps us to figure this out?
I don't want to say people. I don't want to say people. Let us call them. Let us call them highly advanced, intelligent beings.
But you're going to guide us to these highly intelligent.
No, they will help us for themselves, because technically they've got their own interests too.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's good, right?
No, I know. I know it.
Yeah, because we need some help. And especially since we are all exposed to this nanofemto tech in our bodies right now, which is not a happy feeling. How much are we operating on in free will? I mean, as far as our decision making and so forth.
Oh, that's a good question. To be perfectly honest, I don't think that it is measurable in general. I don't think so. It is measurable in general. It is some sort of. It is a very individual per se. That means, from person to person.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I'm going to go and take a look at some of these other articles and topics that we were discussing. Bill Gates seems to be extremely involved in everything, or at least he's the front man, like the one that is proposing all these different things. Does he represent them, or what's?
Technically, he wants to earn a lot of money of that. He's misusing the whole situation. It's very obvious.
So, what about he's a strong believer of depopulating?
But technically, depopulating it will be no benefit for him, because technically he and his corporations, respectively, all the companies, they are incorporated with these corporations. They need labor work. No, that's it. Yes, of course, we've got Industry 4.0 or whatever, but they are not at such highly advanced level. No, they are not. Not yet, not yet at least.
Is he working for one of those corporations that we've
Once
had
again, once again, he's incorporated. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Incorporated.
Yeah, but is he with Monarch? Is he with Mobius? Is he with
I don't know, to be honest.
Umbrella?
To be honest, I'm not 100% sure which of them he is more. If it is with Mobius or Monarch, but to be honest, I think most with both of them. We can't say they or them. No, most sure with both of them, and he's taken advantage of their fights, their arguments, whatever, like that.
Yeah, because they've been having some fighting on the inside, right? In both Mobius and Monarch, you said that there was some breakdown in the infrastructure because of personalities or whatever reason.
Yes, you are absolutely right. It is so funny for me, at least.
Yeah. So for the most part, it's a positive thing, aside from the fact.
Yeah, because technically they don't know what the heck should be the next steps. You know, it's so funny.
And that works out for us, except for the fact that we needed Mobius to help us with our construct of existence, the Matrix part.
Yes, they I don't no they don't create, they inherit that, and they advanced that, but they way too overdone it into some certain point that it is not good for even for them, from their point of view, that we are some sort of slaviers for them, and it is not profitable for them in order to maintain the whole matrix.
Yeah, so that they were making money. How were they making money from us?
Because very easy, we are producing energy, like between 24 and 36 volts battery or some whatever. And in the latest versions, that means not so latest, but it looks like latest, like from 25 maybe 30 last 25 maybe 30 years, it is approximately equal to 48 volts battery. So this is the profit, you know, producing of energy.
Do they use us?
I mean electric energy, electricity. Human body is capable of doing something like that.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you, if they're using literally extracting energy from us as well. Yeah, that's not good. So you know, which is, it's like we're supporting our slavers.
Yeah, yes, but that's it. That's the main. How can I say it? Main. Main proposal that we are supporting our enslavers being in part of the matrix. Nah, that's the problem.
Yep. And our context of existence, can you give us an update? And or is it the same situation as it was the last time you reported about it?
Which kind of situation? Because there are a lot of situations going on.
The regard of that it's collapsing, and if there was anything being done to try to slow that down, or you know, what our status is right now.
To be honest, I think that it will end up, sorry, much better, because it will clean itself from bad people. Okay, I mean, those people are like, what? How? It is nonsense. It is like, but those bad people will die because they infected. They will they will be killed by their own sword, by their own bullets. You know, I said that many times ago, many times in the past.
Yeah, so we just stay out of their way and let them, like you said, like the corporations like Monarch, Mobius, you know, eventually they're just going to turn on each other. So a divide and conquer situation will happen.
Exactly, this type of scenario. Yep, you are right.
I was looking at someone had posted this video regarding the 2012 Olympics in England, and they had all of these hospital beds. This was their entertainment. There were a bunch of hospital beds.
Yes, I know that.
And they pretty much were letting us know way back then what the plans were, because that is the strangest type of entertainment that you could watch. I mean, it was very unsettling. I can't imagine having to perform athletically after seeing something like this. And you know, the whole thing of showing, you know, it looks like an orphanage essentially with all these children in these beds.
Yeah, I know that.
So they were boasting about this agenda. I mean, this is definitely not a surprise to anyone. And they even implied that one of them looked like Boris Johnson, you know, sick in bed. And which he did get. He did contract the illness, as well, according to the news, he did. So when they proclaim something like this openly, are they just thinking like they're boasting that they're doing this? They want to leave a little mark there so we can go back and reflect on how they knew already? Or are they telling us that we should just be submissive, they're in charge, and this is what's going to happen when you're bad, type of thing? Or you don't obey?
Yeah, that's true. They knew a lot of stuff long time ago.
When you say a long time ago, like back in the 50s or later?
Yeah, we are talking about 50, 80, maybe, I don't know, like 100 or even 120 years ago. Sometimes 1 or 2 centuries before actual stuff happened. 100, 120, 200 years. Yeah, that's true. I don't want to say everything fits perfectly the initial plan, of course not. But there are some sort of volatility. I mean, for example, like, yeah, this is the plan, and there is volatility, I don't know, like 30%, that means 15% plus 15% minus, or something like that, whatever, you know.
And when you say they know this in advance, I'm not talking about the CIO, I'm talking about like the corporations or the governments.
Yeah.
Wow. So
But technically governments, give me a second, you asked first what? Not only about what? About
not
groups?
only about the ACIO, we know the ACIO knows.
No, practically governments are only puppets. Politicians are only puppets in this story.
So but the corporations know.
Yeah. But corporations they were there for, I don't know how many, not hundreds, thousands of years. It's pretty much like ACIO, you know. They only were not such a structure or whatever, no. But they are very old, ancient old.
Yeah. And so it's almost like they're playing out this scenario for us. It's not a positive scenario. They just never liked us. They never
yeah, because they've got their own pocket backup universe reality or whatever. That's kind of problem, you know.
And who's only they can access that pocket reality?
And of course, Mobius. Oh, sorry, my bad. Monarch. But technically, it's kind of complicated to say who, because Mobius was kind of okay. You guys from MSL, Monarch Security Limited, fine. You did something. You created some sort of backup pocket universe, reality, whatever. But the Matrix should be implanted right here, right now. No, not tomorrow or after 1 week or whatever. No, right here, right now. So technically, they created some sort of weird ass tandem, if we wanna call it that way. Yeah, you know.
So that means that we're connected to that other reality of theirs.
Yeah, that's right.
You used to call that a tandem, right? Was that the
Yes, yeah,
original?
tandem, like cooperation of two I don't know, companies, what kind of states or two people, whatever. It's tandem, you know.
Is this where we're getting the bleed through from? From there? That's
Yes, you are right.
okay. So, the Tarkov video game, that all was Monarch, this other tandem reality.
If you wanna call it that way, then yes, fine.
And so, do they are they being used? That reality being used to come in and to overtake our reality? Is that what's happening?
Once again, that's kind of problem, very big problem, because the stuff is which reality is original and which is only, I don't know, I don't want to say fake, but how we can call it, which is only mirror reality or backup or pocket reality, or I don't know how can I call it, you know. It's like it's kind of odd.
Do we all
Because
exist there?
and that's kind of problem, because we even be so sure, 100% sure, if we are original reality. And that's kind of what, if people will get to this statement, they will be like, what? No, insider is crazy. But that's kind of stuff what we are living in right now. That's kind of stuff.
So do we all have someone that looks like us over there, kind of
No,
like a parallel?
I don't know how it looks like that. Even if those mirror people, like B people or whatever, be like second, it is so complicated that we are not 100% sure if we are still originally we, or I don't know what.
Or if something has been swapped. If
we've
been swapped.
yeah, that's true.
Jeez.
That's true.
That's because of quantum break, like that.
Quantum break effecto. Yeah. But even that, do you know what is even craziest part of crazy story? That we in ACIO, we got to this statement that we don't know for how the heck long this status quo, so that means this situation, how long it is like that. So it can be, I don't know, 10 years, few decades, but maybe few centuries. That's crazy.
Yeah, but by the way that they kind of made it, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. The way that they did the time space.
You are absolutely right.
Have you been there to their other reality?
Which kind of reality?
We are
not talking about reality. We are not anymore reality.
Construct of existence that Monarch created.
Once again, I don't know if we are in original. Maybe we still are in original. I don't know. I'm not so sure. That's another problem, because being sure that no, we are not a real deal anymore, at least that will be, I mean, it will be bad, how can I say it, bad statement. Aha, this is not real. Not real, but I mean not original, but we are not sure. It is like someone, it is this big crazy ass non-certainty if someone is missing. Like you've got child and your child is missing. It is for many, and to be perfectly honest, I know that it is like that. For many parents, it will be, and respectively, it is even worse than the knowledge that their children is dead. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Wow, that's going to be horrifying for people if something like that happens.
I know that you are right. I know
Yeah.
that you are right. That's bad. This uncertainty is crazy.
Well, I mean, that something like that would explain what we're going through right now, because it's almost like, we had a certain type of existence that was somewhat predictable and similar to our history in a way, and then suddenly it's gotten so weird that things that, how can you, it's almost like it's self-deteriorating, like the infrastructure, the basic things that people can't even go out and take care of things that they're supposed to. So they kind of just shut down everything, and it's
Yes,
not normal.
Yes, you are absolutely right. But even, it is the stuff that there are certain level events in history, and they are not only few, that it absolutely doesn't make any sense. It not fit anything, and like lightning strike from clear out of clear skies. And what? How? Do you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I mean, we have been talking about this since I've met you, Peter. We've talked about a lot of strange anomalies that led up to this, and weird things, like the guy that they found, the cannibal or whatever in Florida, and misplaced beings. It's, the androids, the FAC. For those of you that don't remember, it's the Federal Army of the Commonwealth that was up in Canada. I mean, there's a lot of weird stuff that happened prior to all of this, and so it was just, it kind of knew it was a matter of time that.
Yes, just by the way, how the heck is that possible that there are photos, or for example, it was taken solid photos of Princess Diana, it was, give me a second, it happened 1997, right? And it was 3 years, but technically it only got to I don't want to say to the public, because it was strictly prohibited by royal family, of course, but 1 or maybe 1.5 years after the whole situation, there were many photos of her, but with very different face. Yeah. So technically it was, did she really die or whatever? Yeah. Because car wasn't in flame. It is absolutely the same situation is with movie series Fast and Furious, this merchandise, and people originally, no, car wasn't in flame when Paul Walker also, that he is dead. but there are tons of multiple photos that he is not dead. You know.
So it's
It-
almost like that's disclosing how some of these things happen.
yeah. Many people start to believe that no, this is not true because he doesn't have twin brother, but they look very similar, but it's not true because there are, how can I say it, you can do plastic operation, but you can't fake, I don't know, distance between eyes, nose, or something like that. You can't fake it. No, you can't. You know, because you can't, as I like to say, switch the heads, the skull. You know, you can't do it. Or many things. Or help me. She was very talented. Ooh. Oh, I got it. Amy Winehouse. Yeah,
Yeah.
there are multiple. It is not one or two photos, multiple shots after her death or whatever. For example.
So who's
And
doing this? Who's bringing, or are they're not clones, or do you think they're just stepping
no.
away?
They are bleachers from another context of existence. That's for sure.
Oh, okay.
That's for sure. That's for sure. Because they missed their families. Even if it doesn't matter if this is still, as I like to say, a reality or B or C or I don't know, H reality or whatever, but they miss their families. I mean, it's normal.
Is it only
Once
celebrities do this?
once I will be in their place, I will miss my family too. No. Give me a second. I'm telling about celebrities, common celebrities, because most of those people are well known, and they are considering that they are dead. Okay, but they are multiple stuff. Not only seeing, I mean, how can I say it? Photos or shot, but I don't know. People are seeing already dead people all around the world, common people. I mean, not normal people. I don't want to say the celebrities are more than normal people. No, definitely not. But I was talking about those celebrities as giving an example. Okay, that's the stuff. Because once I will say, hey, it's some sort of John from, I don't know, Elm Street. That's like a Nightmare of Elm Street. Okay, it was some sort of do you know what I'm trying to say, some sort of weird ass humor. Sorry, don't take it the wrong way, but those people, they are dead. Okay, and they are definitely, or for example, Avicii, you know, DJ Avicii. He was seen and photoed multiple times.
I've heard of that. Yeah, I've seen stuff like that before.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that those are bleak truths, because the reality is collapsing. The not only Matrix, the reality itself, it's collapsing. It's burning out inside down. It's, you know, like a house card. You simply push, swap the card from the bottom, from the most bottom, and it is, you know, like that, collapsing.
There was someone that posted that they saw another planet in our
To be honest, I will be not surprised. I will be more surprised that they will not that they will not see something like that. No, to be honest, I will be much more. I will be much more surprised. I will be much more surprised.
Yeah, I just saw that. I'm trying to find it really quick, but I don't know if I'll be able to find it. Oh, here it is. NASA found a previously hidden planet, and it could be our new home. That's what they said. That's the article. I don't know if
you
it's.
mean like conditions, water, and all kind of those things? I gotcha.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
see.
Okay.
Extremely important announcement. Okay. The new planet has dimensions similar to those of Earth and orbits around its star at a perfect distance, which makes it habitable. Yeah, so maybe this is just another one of those things where they found, a planet that is a potential. They're looking for a place for some of them to go, aren't they?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and the rest of us, we have to figure this out. Because it doesn't look like they're making much effort. They're just trying to enslave us and get us to completely obey. Well, and then they're just going to jump ship. They're going to go somewhere else. Do you have any idea? I mean, they have their.
No, believe me that we've got solutions, but I don't. We in ACIO, but I don't want. I can't even talk about that. Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
All right. All right. Getting back to the Fast and Furious. There was a newer movie, wasn't there, that just came out?
Yeah, but technically that will be a big deal because John Cena. No, because he's Ultra Soldier technically. I don't know. That's technically he was an enhanced from Super Soldier to Ultra Soldier and then to Light Soldier. It was very weird because it is very unusual to get through all the stages. And John Cena went through all the stages. It was like, what the heck? It is hella crazy.
And so that's he's and was what is his role then as a light soldier?
The role?
His
Try
role.
to think. But very important. He will be given his message to the people. No, not of course, not in the movie. But he will be involved in important parts of the social life, not social media. No. Social life. I don't want to talk about that because yes, we can, but it will be not a surprise then.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of people can't go to the movie theaters now, but which brings me to some of the questions and a very important question from Todd. He said, I have a curious question for Peter. Should we avoid going out for groceries or ordering things off the internet? It may be a dumb question. I get that Peter is saying that this thing is airborne, but I'm interested in protecting my family from these femto particles as much as possible. So much confusion, even with all this information. Thank you so much, Jessica. Greatly appreciate the both of you.
What? So technically, it is not a good idea to go somewhere personally. It is not like not good idea. Like
To go to the grocery store?
yeah, to stores at all. It's bad idea. Because once if you follow the rules, I know that we want to be some sort of small rebels or whatever, but in this type of situation it's better to follow the rules, believe me.
No, that's follow. You're allowed to go to the grocery store. It's not a problem. It's you.
Because there is a huge there is big risk of an infection.
Yeah.
That's kind of problem.
Yeah, but what are people gonna do if they don't have food? They have to. Some people
Once again, there will be at least I think it will be like that in US, because in Slovakia, in my homeland, we've got some people in organizations. They organize themselves. Of course, they are civilians, but they are very, very well paid for that. So they are they were like, volunteers. No, they are not volunteers. They are very, very well paid for that. So go for making, to go the to the shops, so shopping. But technically, in most times, police officers and army soldiers, or not officers, policemen, and sometimes police officers and soldiers, they are making shopping. They are shopping.
So that you have people go shopping for you and drop off the food. I've seen that happening.
Yep. Most of the times it is like, I don't know, like in on one street, in they can take for I don't know how many houses in the how can I say it, in the barracks. There are, I don't know how many flats. They can do it for, I don't know, for uh, one how we can say it, for 14, maybe 20, maybe 30 flats or whatever. It's kind of good.
It probably does cost more money for some people, and some people have, like,
No, it doesn't cost money.
It depends on where you're at, I guess. Location.
No, it doesn't cost money. They don't get more money from you for this service. At least in my homeland, nope.
Yeah, but in the US
it
they
is
do.
free. It is free, completely free.
Yeah, I guess the United States, they have to pay money to have that done.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just saying how it is, how it isn't. Because state, the government is paying those people, and they've got a hell lot of money.
Yeah.
A lot of money, believe me.
He also asked about the N95 masks, gloves, and washing our hands. Do these do anything to inhibit it in any way from entering the body?
I think it. What? Which kind of mask?
The N95 masks.
I don't think it is bad, necessary.
But washing their hands and wearing gloves, does that prevent anything? Does that protect you?
It is protect, but many people believe that it can do bad stuff to you or whatever, because once it is you are too overdoing stuff and all kind of those things. No, it is fine. It will be fine, pretty much, believe me.
But you need to keep the masks clean. If you're in an exposed area, you should clean everything. What's the best way to clean things? Just
use this antibacterial soap. I don't know if it is so easy to get in US, because in Slovakia, in my homeland, you can get it very easy in drugstores.
Yeah, I think people are overbuying out of fear.
No.
In the US, they were.
Not. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So I think people needed to that they needed to have like limitations or whatever, because I think it was harsh on a lot of people that were elderly that didn't.
Yeah. They need to have limits. Yeah. You are.
We have another question from Jennifer. So she said, wait, so these companies are doing tests on people going into the hospital from the virus. Peter said in thousands. How is it even possible? What do we do to stop this? This is a massacre.
That's the stuff that people need to report that, and the journalists, they will start to talk about that, and the governments, they start to deal with the situation. For example, once our journalists start to talk about the whole situation, they even prevent to start something like that in Czech and Slovak Republic. Just for example, okay?
So yeah, I mean, Are we going to be able to get them to stop doing this? I know that they've blocked people from visiting sick relatives. I understand why, but I mean, if they're taking them and doing horrible things, I can see why people are anxious now.
I don't think that it will be that bad once how can I say it? Someone sometimes needs to be to be able to get into those facilities, and once there will be something bad happened, sorry, that was something that bad happened, it will get out of those facilities, and how can I say it, like those people will get it. I mean, the relatives, and the government start to investigate. Once again, we prevent it because of this, because we were informed, all kind of those things.
So pretty much keeping on top of everything and contacting them and making sure. I think it's probably some of the people that are not, they don't have relatives or whatever, and they're getting sick. And
yes, you are right.
The ones that are at risk. Is anything being done to whatever program that those people were, those doctors were on that were doing experiments on humans? Is anything being done on them?
Once again, I don't know how it is, how it was in other countries, but in our region, in my homeland, it's strictly prohibited. We know that nothing like that happened, but we know that in all around the parts of the world, those kind of stuff happened, and the governments, they let that happen. Question is why? Because they get paid. I think that is one solid reason that they get paid from those corporations. They get paid for that.
That's horrible. I mean, we need to really bring more awareness about it.
But money and power, I mean, control, whatever, it's very bad. You know it.
But there has to be galactic or intergalactic or universal repercussions.
Yeah. Karma is a I need to watch my language. Sorry for that.
Yeah.
So, right. Do we have any questions, Ada?
Yeah, Fofo Funky said, can you please ask Peter the specific recipe or dosage of eating a 74 piece or 74 chocolate cocoa level or greater for chocolate?
Once again, 200 or at least 200 grams, but maybe 220, 250 grams, at least 2 times per day. Not 200 or 220 each, but together. So just make it as a hot chocolate and drink it. It's pretty much fine.
Okay, and that will assist with the AI and the coronavirus.
I don't want to say it will shut down, but it will work.
It will neutralize it. Does that
not neutralize, but it will help a lot.
Does that also help with the femto nanotech?
Yep.
Okay, so then we're going to become chocoholics then.
No, believe me, no.
All right. Sherry asked, I saw a report that said the chemtrails are infected with the virus.
That's true. Yes, that's true.
If it is biochemical in AI, how is it transmitted? So she's thinking that it's not a virus, that it's just biochemical.
Biochemical AI. Via air.
Yeah.
This transmitted via air.
And pass from person to person. Does 5G activate it? Will we be forced?
Yes, it is multiple times, multiple ways to activate it.
Yeah, and will we be forced vaccinated?
That's another part of problem. Yep.
Is there any way to get around that? Vaccination?
No, not in this at this condition. Nope, not in this condition.
So that when they tell people that, you know, they're free to go out and, you know, or the lockdown is over and they can go back to work, they're going to enforce vaccinations. Is that how they're
I
going
don't
to do
want to
it?
say enforce, but I can't prevent. I can't say it will be like this or it will be like that, but it will be not such good as it was. Believe me.
Do you think that they're going to allow people to go back to work soon in some places?
Soon? What do you mean soon?
I don't know. They're talking within a month or so.
Your month, definitely not. I wanna say years, 1, 2 years or whatever, something like that.
If that happens, Peter, you know, we're destroyed. I mean, no one's working. No one makes any food. That there'll be nothing. People will just be dying from starvation.
No, that will be not like that.
Then it.
No,
Not,
it will be not like that. Believe me.
well, not everyone can work from home. How are they going to do it?
Once again, people will get to work, but necessary works, as we wanna say it that way, and people will get to supplies, food supplies. How can I say that, per specific limit? And to be perfectly honest, this is good. You will say like, no, hey, Peter's stop, this is nonsense. I will tell you something. In Britain, they start to bake a specific type of bread. It was baked during Second World War. It is not so tasty, of course, but it is very cheap to cook, very easy, very simple to do, and with less amounts of everything, but it is way much more, how can I say it, vitamins, proteins, everything, even proteins. Believe many people believe no, proteins are only meat or whatever. No, believe me, it is not only like that. And you can eat a lot. I mean, sorry, you can eat only small amount and you will be like pretty much, oh no, I'm full. I don't need anything else to eat. So they are doing it in Britain. Believe
What
me.
is the name of the bread?
I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, but I read such articles, and it wasn't only one of them. There were more of them.
Oh, all right. So maybe some of our British listeners can help us out and find out the name of that bread. And I know that some people are trying to figure, you know, certain things out. There are some like smooth. There were like dried mixes, you know, that you can make smoothies with that have lots of vitamins and nutrients. And then there's also those people that have like survival food, you know.
Yeah. But once again, once you will be in a need, in complicated situation, you will start to improvise. Believe me, you start to improvise. It will be not a big deal. Maybe in first few days, you will be like, wait, what should we do? Believe me, once you are in need, you will start to improvise. Maybe for many people, especially from Western Europe, I don't want to underestimate them. But we in Eastern Europe, in Western world, and in US, in Canada, you know, in Australia, maybe in Zealand, here, you know, in land down under, it's like that. But we in Eastern Europe, we've got a lot of very, very bad times. You know, we've been a lot of BS nonsense, and we need to be only for ourselves. We need to, how can I say it, to lean up only. Nah, we are here only for ourselves. We need to count only on ourselves. No one is here for us. No one was for our of us. No. So that is, we need to improvise. Nah.
So then it's more planning ahead. Like some of those people that are ordering these foods, that like freeze dried stuff or not freeze dried, but like dehydrated foods or packets or things that are not easily perishable.
What?
Things that don't go bad. They're like pre-packed, like they call it Patriot food in the U.S. Yep. Those survivalist foods.
Yep.
Some people get dried beans and all sorts of stuff like that rice that doesn't go bad easy. Okay, so we can talk more about that later. Fofo Funky said, is Prince Harry's son Archie purposely in Hollywood for a specific reason? If so,
of course.
Who is responsible for this targeted position of placing Archie in Hollywood, of all places? And I was thinking Archie's late paternal grandmother was Princess Diana, who you mentioned earlier, Peter. You mentioned another Diana on the show. Archie is of royal bloodline and also a baby who is now residing in Hollywood. Is there a plan to sacrifice him in Hollywood, of all places?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know. How many questions do we have?
This is about it. We had like one more. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, everything because we were talking about Diana, the one that the goddess Diana that they sacrificed children to.
Yeah, that's
in Hollywood.
True.
Yeah,
that's true.
Okay. Gabrielle Ruth asked Jessica and Peter, saying that it's going to get really bad in Europe. Can you please ask him next time? That she's saying that.
Maybe next time, because to be honest, I think it's long enough. The show is long enough.
Yeah, I know. We covered a lot of good stuff, and I'm glad that we're able to answer questions. And if someone feels that we didn't answer their question or we missed their question, then just let me know. There's always too many things going on at the same time. So, but I want to say thank you, Peter, for your time and for answering a lot of the questions that.
And thank you for opportunity to be in your show. Just by the way.
Yeah, well, I'm glad to have you, and we've been doing this for a while, helping people along and telling them things that were not so comfortable, but it's better to tell them the truth, right? Tell them the truth, and then
rather ugly truth than merciful lies. That's true.
Okay, so we're going to leave with that and say thank you, everyone, and have a good day.
You have been listening to Disclosures with Peter the Insider and Jessica Ariel Morocco. Join us on YouTube channel, Jessica Ariel Morocco, and visit www.peter-insider.com and www.readingsbyariel.com. Remember to post your questions in the comment section below the video. We look forward to hearing from you.